First, a look at the life of a TV icon.
You're a terrific kid. I'm proud of you. Best Camper Award 3 years in a row, honor roll, class treasurer.
Whippy! I'm Miss Excitement. I'm the only kid I know who goes to confession and has to make up sins.
Well, baby, when is the last time anybody around here even seen $500 a week? I've been knocked around enough to know you just can't pass up a chance like this, baby. Oh, now, come on, come on.
Huh, you wrong about that, honey. Just come at me.
This is the most ridiculous thing we...
Well, the only answer to that is...
Those are the iconic TV shows from writer and producer Norman Lear, The Jeffersons, All in the Family, One Day at a Time, Good Times. A new book is out, the first comprehensive biography of Norman Lear.
It is by Trip Wetzel. It's called Norman Lear, His Life and Times. Good morning, Trip.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
Now, you didn't get a chance to talk to Norman Lear, but you did talk to some people like John Amos, I think. He passed away recently. What were their memories? Did they always get along? Did they appreciate the genius of Norman Lear, or was it a struggle?
I think in the end they did, but you know there were some struggles, particularly with John Amos on Good Times, which of course took place in Chicago, because there was a lot of fracas over the way that the Jimmy Walker character on Dynamite was being used over too much. You know, the catchphrase Dynamite. Yeah. So there was definitely some behind the scenes tension there, but in the end they made up and they were good friends, and John appreciated Norman's talent and vice versa.
You know, so much is made of, and obviously so many people know the works of Norman Lear, but I didn't know a lot about his background, that his father spent some time in prison. His mother, it sounds like, was emotionally detached. It doesn't sound like the beginnings of someone that was going to tackle race and class in such a prolific way. How did that influence the way that he viewed the world?
Well, I just think, you know, having a father who went away to jail when he was 9 years old had a very profound influence, and he just used humor as a coping mechanism very early on to deal with these things that were going on in his life.
Yeah, and I think all those shows are historic in their own way, but All in the Family to me is the most iconic. They dealt with really tough issues that I'm not sure you could talk about today. Why were they able to get away with it then?
Well, I think two things. Everything was so fresh and new. We were living in a much less politically correct society, for one thing. And, you know, they were just funny shows. And that was the bottom line. And once Norman, you know, proved his mettle that these shows were really funny and they were popular, he was able to get away with a lot because, you know, he had that gravitas that he might not have otherwise have had. But they were fundamentally just funny shows with great characters and outstanding writing.
I'm curious about his perspective on TV and toward the later years of his life, how he viewed it, because, you know, he had the first abortion on Maude. He portrayed African-American families. It seems like, you know, there's always this push and pull with the culture and you know, what you talked about, political correctness in sitcoms particularly. How did he view that in his later years?
Well, I think, you know, he was happy with the direction it had gone in because, I mean, you know, he was able to pass the baton to some really great people, great sitcoms. And, you know, so you look at his imprint on shows like Modern Family and Blackish and among other things. And I think he was by and large happy with it. You know, he was great friendships with people like Seth MacFarlane and all that stuff. So I think he was very happy with by and large.
Huh. How was he able to battle the networks who I'm sure were pushing back against him anytime anything remotely controversial came about? He clearly won those battles. I'm not sure people today win those battles. How did he do it?
Well, from the very beginning, he was very savvy. He said to the original All in the Family show, which they did not want to air, Meet the Bunkers, which had been the original pilot for ABC. Because CBS did not want to air it because they thought it was too vulgar. And Norman stood his ground and said, we have to get all wet at once, meaning we have to show Archie and all of his, you know, lay him threadbare or, you know, I'm not going to do the show. So he stood his ground there from the very beginning. And, you know, once again, he proved his mettle. He got more and more respect from the networks and had more and more gravitas to do what he was able to do because he proved that these shows could be done.
And in a strange way, there were a lot of people that didn't realize Archie was the butt of the joke. You know, he was the bigot, and people would cheer him on. I don't know that they ever got that.
No, and in fact, for many people, he became sort of a anti-hero for the working class. And they didn't get that, but everyone used to say, you know, we all have an Archie Bunker in our family, and a lot of people, there were some people, of course, who were very much cheering him on.
Trip, we found a clip from a patriotic variety show called I Love Liberty. We're going to show it real quick.
You probably don't recognize me. Say, who is that, Evel Knievel? No way. Yeah, you see, you can't recognize me because
I'm in my birthday suit, yes.
I'm wearing the original 13 here. Yeah. I remember Miss Betsy sitting there going, oh, this could be the start of something big. Woo.
Okay, so this was from 1982. What was going on here?
Well, this was a special he did called I Love Liberty. It was also a tribute to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington. He had hundreds of stars there, you know, everyone from Christopher Reeves to Martin Sheen to James Earl Jones. It was just an all-star tribute that was done in Los Angeles, and it was aired on ABC, and it was coincided with the beginning of his People for the American Way, which was his public advocacy group for free speech that he founded in 1981 after his concern over the Christian right. And this is what he really devoted much of the second half of his life to, following his 1970s sitcom heyday, although he still remained very active in television right up until the end.
Wow. Well, the book is Norman Lear, His Life and Times. You can check it out at the information on your screen there. Trip is on the socials. Thanks, Trip.
Thank you.